this mimer, the Alter Rebbe, explaining Yavel and Yuval, the two brothers. That's very breeder, Yavel and Yuval. Their parents were very creative. So they said, we'll call one Yavel and we'll go Yuval. Fine.
So Baruch Hashem, so now we have a mimer.
That's right.
Because of their seemingly
creative parents, yeah. So Yavel, we said, Yavel, who Avi Yoshev Oil Mikne. Yavel, we said in tents and take care of cattle. Shem Achiv Yuval, who Avi Kol Teifis Kiner V'Ugav. His brother Yuval, he would go and play with the harp and the flute and make music.
Not a guitar.
Or maybe a guitar, but
we don't know what a ugav is.
Ugav. Usually ugav is translated to flute.
Okay.
But so the Alter Rebbe is going to explain first the idea of Yuval and how that's the idea of a niggin, like we're saying that Yuval liked to play music. So what's the idea of niggin in Avodas Hashem? Hine Amar Zal Kol Balei Hashir. So first paragraph, we're going to explain what's the idea of a shir, and what's the idea of a niggin, and why you need a niggin. That the reason you need a niggin is because a niggin helps you express your bittul to Hashem, helps you express your feeling that you're giving yourself over to Hashem, and your feeling of love, and your feeling of respect. And only when you come to have that feeling, then is the bittul a real bittul. And only when you have the real bittul can you go from one level to another level. You can't, in order to go from one level to another, there has to be something in between. There has to be a stage where you're nothing, where you lose your previous way of thinking, your previous way of feeling, and then you're able to come to a new understanding, a new feeling. And so the idea of the niggin is that it helps you express your bittul. So that way you'll be able to have a new type of understanding and a new type of feeling. It says in the Mishnah, which means that all type of animals that they have a leash and they have a collar which is round, so you can go out on Shabbos holding that leash, because since it's like bottle to the animal, it's like the clothing for the animal, so you're not considered carrying it even though you're holding it in the Rishus HaRabim. That's why you're allowed to walk a dog on Shabbos even though it's not Hasidish to have a dog. But we're saying that the Pirish HaPnimi, the Hasidish Pirish of the Mishnah, is that Balei Hashir are people that sing. They go out with song. So they're going out of something with their song.
Masters of song.
Whatever. Balmanagin, whatever it is. People like to sing. So they go out, Yotzin and Rimshachan. It says two things. First it says they go out and then they come. So they're going out of somewhere and they're coming to somewhere else with this song. So what are they going out of? They're going out of their previous way of understanding and feeling, and they're coming to a new type of understanding and feeling. That's what we're going to explain. Pirish. In order to come up from one type of existence to another type of existence, like from the lower level of Gan Eden to the higher level of Gan Eden, it's only through the song. What is the song? Through the song, it expresses in yourself your bittul to Hashem. You're nullifying your own ego and thinking how much you really just want to give yourself over to Hashem. But like we know that from one type of existence to another, you can't change over completely unless you first nullify the previous type of existence. Then you can come to a new and greater type of existence. Now the author is going to give a physical example where you see that something has to lose its previous type of existence to come to a greater type of existence. Like when you plant a seed in the ground, it has to first rot, and then it can grow from it a plant that has many seeds. So first it lost its previous existence as a one particular seed. Then it's able to grow into a greater type of existence, a whole plant that you can plant many seeds from it. So too, in the neshamas and the malachim in Gan Eden, in order to come to a higher type of understanding, they first have to nullify the previous way of understanding. V'achar kach yuchal lalas hasaga yoser gedola. And only afterwards can they come to a new type of understanding, a new type of feeling for Hashem. This is what it says in the Sefer Haba here, that there's a Amr, there's a pillar that connects the different levels of Gan Eden HaTacht and Gan Elyon. That through that pillar, through the elevator, you go from one level to the next. So what is that bittul? What is that pillar? The pillar is the bittul. That through nullifying your previous way of thinking and feeling, that's you're able to come to a new type of understanding and feeling. This is what it says, that the people who sing, they go out with song and they come with song. Where do they go out? They go out of their previous way of understanding and feeling. And where do they come to? They come to a new and deeper and higher type of understanding and feeling. The Rebbe Sham says, however much a person understands and feels for Hashem, every day you can come to a new understanding, a new type of feeling. That's like we're saying in Tanya, that every day you get new moichin. At Rosh Hashanah you get hamshachas klalis on a much higher level. But every single day you get new moichin. What does it mean you get new moichin? You get new brains. It means you have a new hair of the MS. And so through the bittul, which is helped by the niggin, it helps you come to this new hair. So that's why in the Beis HaMikdash the Levium sing songs. If the karbanos is just shechting animals, so why do you have to sing a song when you're shechting an animal? What's so happy and exciting about killing animals? The idea is that you're taking the animal and you're putting it on the mizbeach, that it should become part of the fire, the Eish Eloki. It becomes nichlal and elokos, included in something higher, just like the fire that goes up. So it becomes included in this fire that's going up. So the person that is bringing the carbon, his neshama, wants to go up to have the vekas and elokos. And in order to do that, he needs to express his bittul. He needs to feel in himself how much he wants to give himself over to Hashem. And so the song of the Levium helped him express in himself his bittul to Hashem, that he should be able to have an aliyah ruchnius.
The song is ma'akiv?
Is the sing of Levium ma'akiv the korban? No. Mistama, it's not ma'akiv.
But I guess it's helping the...
It helps.
It helps the person do tshuva.
It helps you express your feeling. In other words, even without song, you could still understand about Hashem. You could still feel for Hashem. The whole idea of the niggin is that it's coming from a very deep place in your neshama. Like the Alter says that Osis Nagina is is even higher than Osis Machshava, and it's a kulmus halev. The Nagina, Osis and Nagina are kulmus halev. It's the pen of the heart. So that's why it helps you express your feeling for Hashem. So now the Alter is going to explain different levels of bittul that could be expressed through the shir. We're saying, what's the idea of that song? What's the idea of the shir? It helps you express in yourself your bittul to Hashem. So in bittul itself, there's different levels. And so we're going to go through a few levels of bittul, and all of these are helped and expressed through shir. So in song, there's one type of song is a shir pashut. What's a shir pashut? Means it's just one stanza. It's just going one thing over and again. Shir kafel is double stanza. And we're going to say that there's 3 and 4 stanzas. So this is connected to the idea that between Gan Tacht and Gan Elyon, there are different types. There is different colors, meaning there are different aspects in the aliyah from Gan Eden to from one level to another. There are different aspects, which are called different colors, called white and red and green. But the point is that in the bittul to Hashem, it can be expressed in different ways. One type of bittul is a simple pashat bittul, like when you wake up and you say Maida Ani. So you're just simply giving yourself over to Hashem. That's called bittul pashat, like a yud. Just like the yud is one dot, it's one nekuda. So it's just one nikud of bittul. I'm just giving this over to Hashem. Then there's a higher type of bittul that includes also feeling of love and fear for Hashem. Not only do you accept you have to do what Hashem wants, you recognize how much Hashem cares about you and how much greater Hashem's existence is than yours. So you have a feeling of love and fear for Hashem. So this bittul, it can include not only a simple giving yourself over to Hashem and a feeling of love and fear. It could be expressed in many different ways. Like he's ultimately going to give an example where you see that chesed and gevura could come together even in a strange way. Shein chesed gevura yeshis kalus gamkin chesed shebegevura kamei makes b'nai shebechinas gevura b'nechal b'zeh bechinas chesed v'ava shemachmas ahava ritzonei l'hadricha b'derech hayosher l'chein makes daika b'nai v'le'acher ki es yasher yahav yechiach. That just like, why did somebody hit his son? Because if his son is doing something wrong and he wants him to go on the right path, so sometimes he'll punish him in order to help him. He should go on the right path. So that's called chesed shebegevura. That what is he showing? He's showing gevura. But what's motivating his gevura is his love for his son. That's why he wants him to go on the right path. That's why he's pushing him away from doing bad things.
Gevura shebechesed.
Yeah. Gevura shebechesed. Yeah, correct. It's gevura shebechesed. That you see gevura, but it's really chesed. So what does that show? That shows that when you want to express yourself, your own feelings, it could come out in many different interesting ways. It's not so simple. So the same thing, and you're expressing your feeling for Hashem, it could come out in many different interesting ways. It's not just like there's one way to have feeling for Hashem. There's infinite ways of feeling for Hashem. That's why there's not just one niggin, that if you sing this niggin, then you'll have a feeling for Hashem. There's Baruch Hashem, a few hundred nigunim on Nehechal Nagina and Rabbi Horowitz and all the Nigin HaMesorasim, which those are all different ifanim. It says that there was a certain chassid that he would look at every chassid and he would know how each chassid had their own nigin that expressed their avodas Hashem, their eifin avodas Hashem, because there's different ways of expressing.
Dach says it from the nigin. You know which Maimon you're learning?
Yeah, it says that the Rebbe Maharash would hear the Tzemach Tzedek, a different niggin that he would sing when he was learning Nigla, and a different niggin when he would learn Hasidus, and a different niggin when he learned Chal Teshuvos. So a niggin is bringing out different inyanim, and it says the Rebbe Maharash had different nigunim that he would use for everything. When he would put on his shtaimel, he had one niggin, and he would take off his shtaimel, another niggin. When he watched Hadlakas Neres the Rebbe, he had another niggin. Whatever it is, the point is that a person has very deep feelings for Hashem, and we have to express them. And a very important way of expressing them is through the niggin. So that's why we're explaining how there's different types of bittul, and that's why it's expressed in different types of nigunim. Because bittul pashut nikashir pashut. Kshesh bezel oid mida achas ava yira. Hayam mashakatz b'perish azayir. Pashut karacha pazik krei moed. Nikashir kaful. Kshesh is kalas hamidus ava yira gam shneim ba bittul. Nikashir mashulosh. V'derech zay yish gam ken shir muba. So that's why the shir, the song, could be called, could be one stanza, two or three or four, depending on how much is included in being expressed in that niggin, which is expressing how much is being expressed in his bittul. So if the bittul is a bittul pashut, just giving himself over simply saying Moedani, that's called shir pashut. If the bittul is including ava v'yira, or one of them, then it's shir kofel, because it's bittul and ava and yira. If it's all three, Ava and Yira, then it's Shir Mashulish. If it includes also Rachmanis, that he feels how far the neshama is from its makor, and he wants that he should return to his makor, so then there's four aspects to his bittul. So all four being expressed in the niggin. I mashakasu bein techelis v'argaman with the last 20 mishesh mash l'ashen is called tal b'chinas yachad av here. Rachmanis b'chinas sheishu ava mizuteres chulu ki ka'arba rochas. So now the author is going to explain interesting mashal of the idea of hiskalus of all four aspects together. It says the wind, there's one air over the whole planet Earth, but it's divided up into four directions: north, south, east, and west. And they're called four winds. There's the north wind, and the south wind, and the east wind, and the west wind. You don't say, well, it's just one big air, except sometimes it blows like this and sometimes it blows like this. They're called four different winds, but they're all obviously working together because it's all one atmosphere. So the same thing, a person his midas is all midas the same person. It's one person. It's not like this Ava is one person, Yira is another. It's one person who has different feelings for Hashem. But they're all working together, and at the same time they all have their own nuances in each feeling that he has. But they're all working together as one Hiskalus. Ki ka'arba ruchas hashmayim peirasti eschem. Shuhu Hiskalus mitzah from the Dharm, al yidei ruach hamanashi mitzah from the Dharm. Mechem mizrach marav chulu. Just like the four winds of the heaven, I spread you out. Meaning that just like if this Hiskalus of all the winds, that the north wind blows to the south, and the east and the west, so they're all working together. So now the author is going to give an example and say that we even see begashmis olam hazeh, we see in this physical world how the song of a creature is expressing its bittul to Hashem. Where do you see this? You see this in the sun and the moon. The sun and the moon, they're always moving. They're moving very fast. They're circling around the whole earth every day. And why are they moving so much? Do they need exercise? They didn't lose weight? No. They're moving because they're very excited and they want to show their bittul to Hashem. That's their hishtachavah. And that's connected with their song. How do you know that their movement and their bittul is connected with song? Because when they stop singing, they stop moving. When did they stop moving? When Yeshua said, Shamish begiven time. So he said, okay, stop singing, and then you'll stop moving, and then the sun won't set, and then we can continue to fight. So the fact that they stopped singing, that caused them to stop moving. So you see, even in Gashmis Olam Hazeh, that bittul is expressed through niggin. So the fact that the sun is moving from east to west is showing on his bittul. That's the soul of the shemesh, has this great bittul to Hashem. Which that's its great understanding and bittul to, which causes its great bittul to Hashem. That's why the sun is always moving, because it's expressing its bittul to Hashem. So there's two ways of explaining why the sun is moving so much. Is it out of its great love for Hashem, or out of its great fear for Hashem, its great bittul to Hashem? The answer is both. First of all, it has bittul to Hashem. That's the first thing. But sometimes that also includes its great love for Hashem. So just like we see by the sun, that the fact that it's moving all the time is because of its great bittul to Hashem, and that's expressed through its niggin, through its song that it's always singing to Hashem. And in that, there's different levels of bittul. That's why, obviously, the sun sends different nigunim, right? I don't know why you can't hear, but it must be that the sun has different nigunim, because it's different levels of bittul.
You could get recordings.
Yeah.
Online, you could hear, like, the sound waves. They, like, capture the sound waves of every planet, and you could hear what it sound.
Well, see, if there's no air, then it's kind of hard to record. So the sound, because sound means vibration of air. But in the heart, okay, because of
I don't know. Somehow there's, I don't know. Could be just.
Well, this is a ruchnistic nigga. In other words, the singing, the fact that the sun is moving is begashmius. What is the singing of the sun is the pashtas inyan ruchnius, that it's singing to Hashem and it's bittul to Hashem through its hasaga. Now, there's malachim, when they sing to Hashem, what are they singing? They're not singing physical words. They're expressing their hasaga and their bittul to Hashem, beruchnius, right? That's their song. So the sun also has its song to Hashem, which b'pashtus is its bittul to Hashem. It appears also b'zerach Reish Parshat Eitzei Shulius b'chinas eskalas dal b'chinas mizrach amarav tzaf midarim chulu v'zerach ova him mizrach amarav. So he's quoting from the Zohar to prove that even in this bittul of the sun, you could have the skalas of all four of bittul Pashat and Ava and Yira and Rachmanis. You could have all these different oifanim of bittul being expressed in its movement, and that's connected with its song.